on.
Yep.
But over time, I've learned to see stumbling blocks as stepping stones.
Yep.
And I've always said to myself, as long as you never give up,
Yep.
there's always a way up.
Yep.
So those are some of the attitudes, the traits that I have that have kept me going,
Yep.
even in the hard times. Greetings, everyone. This is Dr. Stephanie Fletcher-Lartey. Well, we are right all the way up to part 3 of my story. Now, I want you to really tell me how you've been enjoying my journey so far. What's the parts that stood out for you? Which part of my story was most surprising? And what were some of the key golden nuggets that you are taking away from my story? Well, let's stay tuned now as we go back into the story. We're picking up at part 3 with Dr. Eugenia Marembo and myself in the studio. Let's have a watch.
So what I love, so we're going to pivot a little bit.
Yes.
But I'm going to connect it to what you've been talking about. You've talked about leadership, being able to take feedback.
Yes.
Resilience, going through hardship, discipline. And I think what's interesting is right from the start of this conversation, you talked about serving and service, and you continue to write. But in all of that, you've continued to serve because you've got 2 other books that you've written as well. We've got The Professional Believer's Guide, Principles to Help Christian Believers Thrive in the Marketplace. You've also got an Echoes of Humanity that was co-authored with several other people. And what I see in these books is you continue to serve and give. What inspires you to remain in that space?
Serving and giving. I really believed from I was really young, my mom was a much quieter version of me, very, very quieter version of me. Mm-hmm. But she actually carried that service thread.
Yes.
She was the epitome of service. Mm-hmm. So my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She was a housekeeper because she had a lot of kids. And we lived in the rural area. So there weren't like jobs lining up for her anyway. But what mom did was she served the community. She served people in the community. I remember her visiting the elderly people who were shut in. And she would just do whatever was needed without somebody asking her. It was something that was kind of like a duty to her.
Yep.
So as the youngest daughter in the family, I was always running behind her.
Yes.
I saw service in practice.
Yes.
And I believe seeing my mom serving in the church, serving our pastors, serving our community members, there was a seed sown really early. I think growing up in the church too also honed that in.
Yes.
So I always wanted to be part of whatever was happening.
Yes.
Right? Whether I was being a busybody or not at that time, it's still debatable.
Yep.
But there was always this desire to go and be part of what was happening. I want to contribute.
To something, to somebody.
Just something, to somebody, whatever someone else is doing. And I think part of it was because that's how it worked in my community when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Somebody was building a house. Other people would come and give a hand. They would move blocks and so on. And doesn't necessarily mean you were being paid for it.
Yes.
And I remember there was something that happened that probably left a really strong mark on me. Farmers, when they were clearing a piece of land, or if they were clearing a spot for whether it was farming or building a house, people would show up.
Yep.
And, they would put, a big pot on and they would feed everyone. But that sense of service came from community. And I believe I saw that in practice. But later on, my own conviction was connected to it around part of me honoring my purpose on earth was to continue to serve.
Yes. Yep.
And I don't just serve in the workplace. I serve with all of my gifts.
Yes.
And somebody would say, by God, this woman is gifted.
And it's amazing. And that's a really good segue because I was going to ask you about how you've carried. Initially, you spoke about wanting to return to Jamaica and take what you'd learned from Australia and take it back.
Yes.
And then you came to this junction professionally where like, you know what, maybe I should stay in Australia.
That's right.
But you have remained connected.
Absolutely.
You serve the Jamaican Australian community in different ways.
Yes.
And that, again, that theme of service is coming through. What has that meant to you personally to use everything in you to serve people in different ways?
Yeah. I think part of it is just, there's just this drive to not be stagnant. There's a drive in me to use what I have. Sometimes I feel like a little pressure cooker, you know.
Yes, yeah.
It's like if I don't do something, it's like I'm not fulfilling. I'm uncomfortable.
Yes.
Right? So whether that's serving my own family or serving in my faith community, but one of the big passions for me is actually serving my Jamaican community.
Yes.
And when I just got to Australia, I felt so isolated. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was to find other Jamaicans. And it's a little bit linked to a promise I made as well when I was leaving Jamaica.
Yeah.
Growing up in Jamaica as a small country, lots of people migrate. And I've always seen people coming back and serving and giving and so on. And in my mind, I was always thinking if I ever had a chance to migrate, I would love to still contribute to my home country,
Yes.
as some of those people that I've seen
Yep.
doing it. And one of my mentors was in Canada, and I would see them come back to like the Jamaica Diaspora conference each year, and every now and then we would get to catch up and hear about. And that was something that really was attractive for me. But when I was leaving, to come from Jamaica to Australia is like a whole, it's more than, it's a whole transformation.
Yes.
So financially, that was also a challenge for me.
Yep.
And somehow or the other, it's a small place, so news travel fast, and not every day you have a member of your community get a scholarship to a prestigious university in
Yes.
Australia.
Yeah.
So I got a call from our member of parliament one day, and I was summoned to his office, and I got a letter from him saying how he heard that I'd received the scholarship, and how, he was really proud of this. And my member of parliament at the time was Honorable Robert Montague
Wow.
in Western St. Mary. And I'm mentioning him because I'm really grateful.
Yes.
So he's affectionately called Bobby Montague. Bobby Montague, I met Bobby, and he said, I am just so proud that our own public health inspector has, achieved such a great, it's a big achievement.
Yes.
And he said, I'd love to show my appreciation for what you've done with a small check to support my trip to Australia.
Wow.
So he supported me to pay my fare to Australia.
Yes.
So he sent the money to the travel agency.
Yep.
And said, whatever this is my deposit
For you to be able to
for me
travel.
to be able to
Yes.
to support my ticket. So when I went to say thank you to him, I made a promise to him
Wow.
and he was very deeply involved in local government. He's actually really well known
Yeah.
for his contributions to local government. And I said to him, I am promising you that when I go to Australia, I'll make Jamaica proud.
Wow.
I will be an ambassador for Jamaica.
Wow.
I will be the voice that the Australians were looking for where Jamaica is concerned. So I made that promise to him.
Yes.
And when I got here, I was lonely. So I was also looking for other Jamaicans.
Yes.
So I did everything possible. I mean, I actually
Find
searched.
other people.
Because of my singing,
Yes.
I became, one of my big fans at university was actually the vice chancellor.
Oh.
Became one of my big fans because I would sing on campus at events.
Yes.
And every time I went to an event, my vice chancellor would just literally trip over my singing.
Oh.
So one day, this idea came to me. I have all these big people tripping up over me.
Yes.
Why not leverage that and find out, are there other Jamaicans? So one day when, he came up to say hi to me, I said, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are there other Jamaican students here? We found one Chinese student who was born in Jamaica.
Wow.
And through that, he connected me to the student services, and they connected me to another lady, and I started to just find community.
Yep.
So I found other students in other universities.
Yes.
And then I found at that time they had the Australian Awards for Commonwealth students.
Yes.
And we had a group of Jamaican students around the country at different universities. So through that me asking, I got connected to all these because I was on a scholarship from the university.
Yes.
I wasn't sponsored by my country or an external scholarship.
Yes.
Right? So I wasn't connected into all of these things. So when I got connected to these other students, we ended up having this big meetup in Sydney, which was around our Independence Day. And that was where the concept of the association started to really grow.
Wow.
And I started to find people online and just bringing people from out of, wherever they were.
Yes.
Founded the very first Jamaican connection group on Facebook. That was me. And people were just coming out of the woodworks. And I was shocked.
The innovator at work. I'm loving it.
So I was just finding people. And eventually we said, this has to be formalized.
Yes.
And we incorporated the Jamaican Association of Australia.
Oh, wow.
And I became its first and only president until this very day.
That is amazing.
So I'm the founding president.
Yep.
And we've had our elections and they keep voting me in. I have no idea why they keep doing this.
You're doing an excellent job. You're doing an excellent job.
So I'm the founding president since 2012.
Since 2012.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I guess in what ways have you been connecting with each other to build that sense of community, being so far from home as well?
Yeah. So as you could well imagine, Jamaica's got a really big name globally. So even though we're a very small country by population and size, we punch way above our weight. And Jamaicans are very, very proud of their heritage because of that big name and the brand that we represent.
Yes.
So through our networks around the country, we've been trying to keep in touch. So we've got regional chapters and we occasionally come together as a group. We plan events. When our athletes are coming over, we plan the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, wow. Yes.
We meet up in different cities. We connect with people. We have, small gatherings. We always celebrate our August 6th is the Jamaican Independence.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So sometimes we might be meeting up around independence or the emancipation related celebrations or any specific like Black History Month and so on. One of the big ways in which we really showed up was during the period when Jamaica was actually hit by a Category 5 hurricane.
Yes.
In
I was going to ask about that.
2025,
Yes. Yeah.
October 2025, which decimated like almost a third of the country. Really significant damage. And as the president of the only Jamaican association in Australia, we've got a few branches now. I rallied community.
Yes.
And we came together to support one another.
Yes.
First and foremost, to make sure that there was a forum for us to make sure people were okay, people who could get in touch with their family members. And I have a direct line to the government of Jamaica.
Yes.
Because not only am I the president, but at that time, I was the official Jamaica, the global Jamaica diaspora representative for Asia and the Pacific region, appointed by the government of Jamaica.
Wow.
So through that, I have a direct phone line to the ambassador of Jamaica for and the High Commissioner to Australia, which is based at the embassy in Japan.
Yeah.
So through all of those connections, I'm able to communicate to our head of mission representative, and also get my message directly to the government.
Yes.
So leveraging all of these, relationships, I was able to make sure that, there was always communication about what's happening on the ground, but we were also able to raise some funds to support the recovery efforts.
Yep.
So my role in community, I feel like I'm a facilitator and a connector. I help to connect the dots.
Yes.
And that role has also extended towards the more pan-African diaspora.
Exactly.
Because I'm married to an African.
Yes.
My husband is from Ghana, and that has connected me really deeply into the West African community.
Yes.
And of course, the church that I serve in we've got about 15 to 16 African countries represented. Wow. So I'm very deeply connected into the African communities, which is for me is a big plus.
Yes.
So I don't just represent the Jamaican diaspora, but I serve also more broadly in the African diaspora. One of the key things that I'm really proud of was last year, I got nominated from the African community leaders
Yes.
to go before the premier
Yep.
to speak on their behalf among all the leaders. I was nominated as the spokesperson
Wow.
to speak on behalf of the African community.
Yep.
And the second thing that I'm really, really proud of is my work with the Australian Network for African Academics.
Mm-hmm.
We call it ARNA. And through that network, we are Africans. We're all Black people.
Yep.
All Africans, well, not necessarily Black, but Africans from Africa,
Yes.
who are academics, who support each other.
Yes.
Because it's been really challenging for many of our African academics or our African students when they come to Australia.
Yes.
So we've created a network to bolster each other. And, I've been part of it and it's been really fruitful.
Yep.
In terms of supporting each other, working on projects,
Yep.
doing research together, publishing and writing papers together.
Yes.
So
I will
it's
be joining soon. I will be
we-
joining soon.
We have a spot waiting for you very, very soon.
And I think what I'm loving about everything that you're saying, I know we're talking about 30 years of impact from a professional capacity, but what I'm hearing as you're speaking is 30 years of deep, meaningful relationships that benefit community.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm hearing from you. And I guess a question that I have for you before we jump into a different segment is, what have relationships meant for you professionally and in terms of the impact that has in community?
Relationships. Relationships are very important for me. First and foremostly, I'm from a very big family. My siblings and I are a baker's dozen. So you can well imagine, I'm from a really big family. So relationships mean everything to me. And I get along with my siblings very well. We're very close-knit. And although I'm all the way here in Australia, I'm pretty sure when this is being viewed live, my siblings might be the very first people who watch it, right?
Sending feedback.
Yes. Relationships are really critical for me because over my life, relationships have probably become one of the most valuable assets I've got, right? My relationship capital is important. And looking back over the years, I've found out that relationship capital is such a valuable thing, not just professionally, but in every other aspect of my life.
Can you just unpack relationship capital? Because I feel like,
Yeah.
particularly in my generation or maybe the younger generations, we live in this culture where it's just, we don't get along. Let's just, cut them from our lives. Like, when you talk about relationship capital, what is it? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So let's look at this from a professional perspective, right? We go to work and we do a great job. You've got all the skills. And remember earlier I spoke about how when I show up, I really show up excellently, right? What that means, however, is when you go in and you're really hitting it hard, people love you for that. And that can open doors at a certain level. But over time, as you continue to operate at a really high level, your skills and your professional attributes, they give you something called diminishing returns. Because people get used to you operating at such a high level. So the first couple of years, oh man, you are all that in a bag of chips. Everybody loves you. But after a while, you will see that attention deteriorate. The returns start to deteriorate or reduce over time. Because it's like, oh yeah, it's Steph. We expect her to do a great job.
Nothing less.
We don't expect anything less. So that's
Yes.
it. So you kind of plateau
Yes.
in terms of what you can get out of, what you deliver. A relationship, on the other hand, so that in itself becomes capital, right?
Yes.
So the work you do, your skills, your expertise, it's capital.
Yes.
It's something you leverage.
Yes.
But over time, the returns on that capital can kind of dwindle down.
Yes.
Right? Relationships are when you connect with someone as a professional, as a person in the industry, that person gets to know you, gets to trust you. You build this valuable relationship that goes just beyond even the closed doors,
Yep.
right? These relationships you nurture over time through purposeful, intentional conversations. you share as appropriate, you celebrate, you cheer each other on. That respect, that trust that is built with time speaks louder than your skills in any room. So when I get into a room and someone asks, do you know Eugenia Marembo? Right? And says to me, we're considering someone for this role, for this assignment, and we're not quite sure. We have 2 people to choose from.
Yeah.
When I walk into that room and I have a relationship with those people, they know me, they trust me, they respect my voice.
Yeah.
And I say, choose Eugenia because I can vouch for Eugenia. That is speaking greater than any skills you have on a piece of paper. That capital, that relationship that I have with that individual who respects my voice,
Yes.
because of what we've built over years, it never loses its value. So while my skill set may deteriorate
Yep.
over time, that relationship will open doors that skill set can never open. That one speaking into the room, when someone goes into the room and said, I choose Stephanie
Yes.
because I know her integrity. I know that when we hire her as an epidemiologist, we're also getting an evaluation professional.
Yes.
When we hire her, we're getting a singer who is going to light up the atmosphere when we in a dull situation. When we hire this woman, we are getting an innovative mind. My CV cannot say that for me.
Yes.
So that capital, it's capital, it's real estate.
Yep.
Capital are stuff that increases in value with time.
Yes.
And that's what I call relationship capital.
That's amazing.
You can leverage that anywhere in any room. So I know people in politics. Just let me pull back a little bit. I mentioned that I got chosen
Yes.
to stand in front of the New South Wales Premier on behalf of an African community.
Yep.
I never raised my hand for that.
People did.
I did not invite myself to that conversation either.
Yep.
I just got a phone call.
We're not even aware of.
I wasn't aware that this conversation was happening.
Yes.
I didn't have any clue. I wasn't in a room when it was planned. I
Yep.
got a phone call
Yes.
from someone
Yep.
saying to me, are you available on this date?
What for?
And I said, what for? And then they said, we are putting together a meeting with the new premier.
Wow.
The community leaders want to go and greet the premier. And you have been nominated
Wow.
by the community as our spokesperson. And then in my head, I was thinking, well, whether I was available or not, I'm going to have to make myself available now.
Yes.
I was not privy to the conversation.
Not even.
This decision was made behind closed doors, without my presence, without my
Nothing
knowledge,
that you could have done.
right?
To that. Yes. Yeah.
And later on, I was told that the state member of parliament has approved
Wow.
your nomination to enter parliament and to speak on behalf of our community. So
Wow.
all of us will be standing right behind you while you present our cares and our concerns and our congratulations to the premier. That's what relationship capital does.
Yes.
It will speak for you when you're not present. So for me, I have cultivated relationships in places
Yes.
that are humble.
Yes.
So when I walk into an organization, do you know who the first people are that I make friends with? It's usually the person at the front desk and the security guard. And I learned this from my days as a public health inspector.
Yes.
Don't look down on anybody. Their position doesn't matter. When I went to my very first clinic, the porter, you know what we call them here, wardsmen,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
The porter became one of my best friends, an old man,
Wow.
but I treated him like my own father.
Yes.
The front desk staff,
Yep.
I always, whenever I went out and I would, get little favors from the community, they would always give me fruits and veg. The people at the front desk were the first to get their cut out of it.
Oh, wow.
You know why? I took care of them.
Yes. Yep.
So when these people were out in the community and things were happening, they were my eyes and my ears.
And they can come back and
They would
support.
always
Yes.
come and tell me what's happening.
Yes.
on the ground.
Yep.
So I always had eyes and ears in the community because I treated people well.
Wow.
So relationship capital is one of the most vital resources that any person can have. And thankfully, by the grace of God, because my hands reach into so many
Different
parts of
singer, the writer, the
parts of the
professional,
community,
everything. Yeah.
I have learned to build relationships in these places and spaces.
Yep.
So it's really, really critical. It's a thing that speaks for you when you're absent.
Yes.
And in forums where it really, really matters. It can make a big difference.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a book that you should write on that. So I'm just dropping ideas.
Yes. The relationship
I'm
capital.
not sure what book that will sit in, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's something that you need to.
It's either going to be a chapter or a whole book.
Or a whole book, something in there. And I
Absolutely.
think it will be very beneficial, especially to the young people, up and coming professionals, because I'm finding now that there's a lot of gaps in the world that we live in now because of how things have shifted over the years, technology.
Yeah.
You know, once upon a time, you could work in an organization for 25 years.
Absolutely.
But now we're moving from career to career. People are running their own businesses.
That's right.
They're doing their own things. But some of those foundational principles and just being, you know, giving, serving, the idea of serving and genuinely doing it, not because you want to get something out of it. I think there's something in there.
It's really important. And especially for the younger generation, what I've noticed, I've got kids in their late teens, early 20s. I've been saying to my children, build relationships. When everything else fades away, it is the relationships are what remains. Don't spend all day in your rooms playing on your tablets or your devices.
Yes.
Relationships are very essential, especially for where the world is going. Our system is becoming digitized. So we are spending less time with people.
Yes.
But the thing is this, that there are things that people can do for you that no digital platform can do.
Very true.
So it's really critical for the younger generation to make sure that they build some lasting relationships. For these are going to be really valuable in the long run.
Yep. Love it. And that's a really great segue into the last set of questions that I have for you.
Yes.
One of those being around family, being a wife, being a mom. And I suppose, you know, it's very easy to see the superhero, Dr. Steph, Pastor Steph, Austin community doing big, great things. How do you balance it all, especially being a mom as well?
Yeah. Wife, mom. Balancing it can be challenging at times. But what I've done is, again, relationships. One of the things that I do is I'm a very straightforward person and I make things clear. So first of all, I leverage the resources that are in my household.
Yeah.
Right? So I've got older kids and I've got a really younger one.
Yeah.
So the older siblings help out.
Yep.
Yes. And dad is also very much on board. So we divide the responsibilities, right? So dad takes care of some of the day-to-day stuff.
Yep.
So that I get room to be able to show up, fully present when I'm, showing up. So it's a partnership. It's a partnership between me and my husband and my older children.
Yeah.
They all play a part in what's happening.
Yeah.
When my children came to Australia when they were really young, I was very intentional about how I was raising them, right?
Yeah.
So I ran more like a military camp at home, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted my kids to know that it was important to be independent. So I taught them how to do things for themselves from really early.
Yep.
So they didn't have to depend on me to tie their shoes laces,
Yep.
I teach them
Yep.
how to do their chores, how to prepare their meals, how to look after themselves.
Yep.
So that when I'm needed for mommy stuff.
Yes.
Not stuff you can do for yourself.
For yourself.
Right?
Yep.
So I've tried to build that independence into them from early.
Yep.
And because of the various roles I've had to serve in, and with quite a big period of that being overseas as well,
Yep.
my kids have learned really early that they will have to, this is not the kind of mommy who babysits.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
and my husband, I believe, has learned to adjust as well.
Yep.
He's a really great cook.
Yep. Yep.
So he helps out with cooking as well.
It's amazing.
Yes. So we enjoy a very blended and mixed family.
Yep.
And I think what I've done is to leverage again relationships, the skills and the relationships.
Yep.
I've built really solid community around myself as well. So when my kids were much younger, community was really big for me.
Yeah.
So pick up and drop off from school, all of that happened with the help of community.
With the help of community.
Right?
I love it.
So we always supported each other, and I'm always reciprocating. So it's not that I'm just using people, right?
Take it. Yes.
So I return
Yes.
the investment in different currency.
Yes.
Right. So community is a big part of it, and it's really great having a wonderful community around me that helps. So I balance up work and family by making sure that I carve out time as well, especially for the younger one who is a little bit more dependent on me.
Yeah.
I make time
Yeah.
to meet his needs. We have movie nights.
Yes.
We've got game time, Uno or whatever else.
Yes.
Or we go for a ride on his bike to the park.
Yep.
So I love being outdoors as well. So we make time for that, time to come together.
Yes.
And just making sure that I'm serving those relationships that are closest to me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we were preparing for the interview, you did mention something when I asked you how you balance it all. And you mentioned that you also have to work with a disability in the family. Like, what does that mean for you as a career woman? And still being able to accomplish all of these things?
Wow. A part of it is really about my faith. My ability to mother a child with a disability is honed. I think I've grown into it. I think initially it was a really difficult thing because I didn't understand what was happening.
Yes.
So part of that was just really understanding what was happening. I believe I've been blessed with a very extra special dose of patience.
Yes.
I think that's been developed over the years. One of my friends said to me that she feels that when it comes to patience, I've been given like an extra measure.
An extra measure of patience.
So being a mom to a child with a disability has really taught me not just to be patient, but that there are some challenges that you have to face head on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And, it requires more time, more understanding, thinking ahead,
Yep.
being able to plan ahead, because my child also needs those planning ahead
Yes.
to know what's happening in advance so they can adjust. Just taking a trip. Going on a trip means what do you bring in the car? How do you make sure that the child is okay while they're traveling and so on? And one of the things that has really been a blessing to me is Romans chapter 5, verse 3-5. And it's really, for me, it's about it's not just about what we endure, but what we will, the hope that has been created as a result.
Yeah.
So in Romans 5, it says, and not only so, but we glory in the tribulation also. Knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope.
Yeah.
And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us.
Wow.
So for me, it's about, at the end of the day, the hope that I have takes the shame and the sting out of what I do. So I see this as another assignment, another one of the things that I've been given to carry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I carry it as another assignment. It produces patience, and my patience builds more resilience.
Yes.
And that resilience feeds the hope that I have, that at the end of the day, all of this will not be in vain.
Yep.
So
Yep.
this is kind of part of the mindset I have around, how I live. It's a sequence.
Yep.
So then love is what grounds it all out. You know,
Yes.
there's this deep love I have that it doesn't diminish by difficulty.
Yes.
And that grounds it out for me.
Wow.